is a landlocked country in the Western Europe. It is one of the richest countries in the world, and it has constantly ranked high for its quality of life. And it is known for its history of being neutral during war times. It is a home of many international organizations like the World Trade Organization, but it is not a member of the European Union. For the background history, it was originally inhabited by the name Helvetia that take way for the Celtic tribe called Helvetians that settled in the region in the 2nd century BC. Switzerland is a federation of 26 states called cantons. The national flag was officially adopted in 1848, originated in the 14th century, as the first Confederate cantons needed a common sign for the recognition among their armies. The white cross on the red background came from the flag of the canton of Sizes, which had a red background symbolized Holy Spirit and a small representation of Christ on the cross. Switzerland is a direct democracy in which cooperation and consensus between political, social, and economic groups were divided. Federalism makes sure that considerable autonomy for cantons and cantons, which had their own governments and parliaments. The Federal Assembly had 2 chambers with equal powers. The first one is the National Council with 200 members elected by the proportional representation of the cantons. The second one is the Council of State with 46 members or 2 bar cantons. Members of both chambers are elected for a 4-year term. There was a focus to referendum or mandatory referendum for the constitution change. The people also submit demands by means of the popular plan. The Federal Assembly elects the 8 members of the executive branch, which is known as Federal Council. They form a collective government with a rotating 1-year representatives mainly for the ceremonial task. Several criteria are taken into account in electing members of the Federal Council, including political party membership since the late 1950s. The political compositions follow the magic formula, which gave 2 representatives to each of the 3 main parties and 1 representative to the 4th one. Linguistics, country origin, religion affiliation, and gender. Switzerland is a mix of small regions that gradually join with the Confederation, not because of shared identity, but because the Confederation appeared to be guaranteed their independence. For ethnicity, it showed a sense of common identity that is based on a basic history and shared roots throughout from generation to generation. According to the principle of the authority of languages, internet migrants were forced to use the language of the new authority in their contact with authorities, and there are no public schools where their children can receive education in their parents' original language. And the most difficult relations are those between the German-speaking majority and the French-speaking minority. For the religions, Catholicism and Protestantism are the major religions. For centuries, Catholics were the minority, but in 1990, there were more Catholics 46% than Protestants 40%. The proportion of people belonging to the other churches has risen since 1980. The Muslim community represented over 2% of the population in 1990. It's the largest religious minority. The Jewish community has always been very small and experienced discrimination in 1866. Jews received the constitutional right held by their Christian fellow citizens. Church attendance is decreasing, but the practice of prayer has not disappeared. Foods in daily life. In most local areas, cooking specialists generally are based on a traditional type of cooking, rich in calorie and fat that is more suited to outdoor activity than to the inactive way of life. Dairy products such as butter, cream, and cheese are important part of the diet along with pork. More recent eating habits show a growing concern for healthy food and growing taste for the exotic foods. The portable personal cassette player with headphones called Walkman was first tested in the woods of St. Moritz, Switzerland in 1972 by Andreas Pavol. Like just as the US has iconic mailboxes, almost every home in Switzerland has the same types of mailbox too. The top slot for letter is usually located, and the bottom section has a door for quick details. Switzerland has a net for shelter for its entire population. Switzerland spends almost more than any other nation on insurance of all kinds due to legal requirements. Every citizen has a protected place, namely a fallout shelter or cellar of some kind that can be used quickly in the event of a major emergency. And finally, the Facebook like button has a full other meaning in Switzerland, where it is signifying the number 1.